Hello everybody. Well folks, we're up to the last part of a Genesis account. Part 6, Joseph. Get sorted out here. Joseph was youngest of Israel's 12 boys. His multicoloured coat was so loud it made noise. His brothers were jealous because he was loved most, and when his dream came, they thought it a boast. Do you think that you can reign over us? Keep your mouth shut and don't cause a fuss. But he shared it with Jacob, who kept it in mind. But alas, he was about to be put in a bind. His brothers conspired and put him in a pit. But they first took his coat, which his mother had knit. Some Midianites came and Joseph was sold. 20 shekels of silver is the price, we are told. Now they covered their tracks by putting blood on the coat. It wasn't from Joseph, but only a goat. Then they went and told Jacob that Joseph was dead. A wild beast had got him, is what they had said. And Joseph was sold off into Egypt afar, became the overseer to Potiphar. He was blessed of God and had success. He was honest of heart, with naught to confess. Potiphar's wife thought he was a bit of all right, and wanted him to lie with her one night. But Joseph refused. He would not do this sin, and that's when loads of trouble did begin. The wife said that Joseph tried to take her by force, and this was a lie, nonsense of course. But Potiphar's anger was deeply aroused, and into the prison from then he was housed. But when in prison, much favour was his. He was put in command as a management whiz. God remained with him through all good and bad, granting mercy to this Hebrew lad. God revealed dreams for Joseph to solve. So when Pharaoh had one, Joe got involved. And because he was godly, trustworthy and true, he became number 2 to Pharaoh without fuss or coup. So Joseph was senior throughout all the land. To him all would bow, none would stand. He had 2 sons who would later father tribes, saved Egypt from famine and dictated to scribes. Now old Jacob was suffering in the heat of the drought, and sent his sons to check Egypt out. They appeared before Joseph to purchase some grain. He knew who they were, but kept his feelings restrained. And as originally dreamed, they bowed down low. But he would not help or let them go, till Benjamin was brought to verify the tale, and until then Simeon stayed in jail. So off they went with their money and grain, back to their father Jacob again. And he did not want to let Benjamin go, for fear of losing him to an Egyptian foe. But they ended up going to purchase more food, with Benjamin in tow, hoping all would be good. So Joseph met with Benjamin again, and invited them to feast all together. Amen. Joe planted his cup in Benjamin's bag, so it looked like he stole it. A serious gag. Then Judah begged Joseph that Benny be spared. He couldn't have took it, he wouldn't have dared. Our father will die from the loss of his son. The memory is still fresh when he lost the last one. I could not bear to see my father so grieved. It cannot be true, you must be deceived. So then Joseph cracked and shed many tears. He named himself their brother, not seen for years. He drew them up close in forgiveness and love, for his life had been determined by the great God above. He said, go get your flocks and all of your stuff, and move back to Goshen, where life won't be so tough. And all Israel prospered and became a great host. This later bothered Ramses, the Pharaoh, the most. And that's it for the Genesis account. I hope you enjoyed all the parts. We'll move on to the next phase, which will be an Exodus account. Thank you all for listening. Once again, hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe and check back. Have a great day. Bye bye.